Like, we're talking about the league, and, you know, I always mess with them about championships, but it's also different to represent your country. And you got to do that and be a part of the Redeem team. They know, and I talk about all the time, I'm the biggest Kobe fan ever. And that's why I was so mad about the trade, because I was like, we back. I was like, we just got us 2 out of 3. But, you know, and so that was the excitement for me and the disappointment. But to be a part of that and to have that experience with Kobe Bryant, but also be the team that brought back some of the dominance we saw with the Dream Team, which is what I grew up with.
Yep.
Right. I thought it was going to be like that forever. I was like, oh, now that the pros are playing, this would be that sort of dominance. And that, Wayne, what was it like to be a part of bringing that back? And now looking back on it, knowing that Kobe Bryant has passed, what sort of memories and place does that hold for you?
It's a lot. In 2004, I was still in college. Right? So I played on the USA team, under 18 team, when I was in college in 04. It was like me, PJ Tucker, Sean May, right? It was a bunch of us that played in 04, which that was the same year that the USA team lost in Greece, right? So 06, this is after my rookie year. So now Coach K is the coach. I'm 1 year removed from college, all that Wake Duke energy, right? And we go, and if you watch that documentary, you see that we lose in 06. That was tough, right? Because when we lost, we sitting in the locker room like, man, how we going home? How we going back home after we just lost? So then 08, we just came in with a different energy. You know what I'm saying? When Kobe said he was playing, that was also cool. But it was a lot of different dynamics there, because it's a lot of different personalities that's all coming in. And I'll never forget one of the things Coach K said that was really big. And y'all know, playing sports this long, I take bits and pieces from all these coaches and stuff that you play with, teammates. He said, I don't need you to leave your ego at the door, right? Usually you always hear everybody say, man, everybody leave your ego at the door. He said, don't leave your ego at the door, because that's what makes each one of you great. Wow. He said, bring it in here and let's figure out how to make them all work together. Right? So you pushing a break, and I got Kobe on one wing, Melo on the other, Bron, you know what I'm saying, right. D-Wade. It was, that was memorable, because we felt like we really, like that year we practiced. Like practice was OD. It was crazy. Like 2012, we ain't practiced as much. We sort of knew, you know, who we were, what we were going to do. But 2008, like you talk about get it out the mud, like 2006 was like we had tryouts.
Yeah.
Can y'all imagine that? No, like real talk. Like we had tryouts in 2006. They brought like 30-something NBA players to Vegas and like throw the ball out on the floor, dive on the floor. Like we had real tryouts. You imagine getting to the NBA, the highest point of your life, right, and then you get cut.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all probably done heard Gil talk about it before. Y'all ever heard Gil talk about it?
I've seen the Netflix Redeem Team special, and they talk about how.
No, but you gotta talk to Gil, man. Gil is one of the funniest people you'll ever meet in like Gilbert Arenas, right? Before my rookie year, I lived in DC and worked out with Gil. Man, they cut Bruce Bowen, which was wild. They like waited till we got over to China, right? And then cut him.
Send him home?
Yes. Yes, they cut Bruce. This is 2006. They cut Bruce when we had got Wade all over there. And I remember we was like, why they wait till we get over here to cut him? Man, when they cut Gil, right? Y'all should ask Gil about it. When they cut Gil from that team, because the other thing too is when you think about these teams, it's not just always the best players, right? It's got to be the best fit or whatever. And not saying Gil wouldn't have fit, but Gil was nice. I mean, one of the best guards I ever played against. When they cut him, Gil let all them know. He let all them know. He was like, listen, when I play y'all, I'm going to give you 50, I'm going to give you 60. And he said, if I could go back to college, Coach K, I'd give you 70. Guess what he did? When he played against Portland, Nate McMillan, 50. When he played against D'Antoni, 50. You know what I'm saying? But it was some times that I don't think any of us ever forget.
And, bro, you talk about that, like I was going to ask you about like the continuity of a team. Because you hear all these teams, and they love each other and they best friends till they don't win the championship.
Right.
And now they wasn't that tight like that.
Listen, man. Boy, you said something with that one.
Yeah, that gets on my damn nerves. I know you don't have to be friends to have a successful team. Yeah. But what does it take to have those 15 guys really be, I guess, close enough or respectful enough to really win one?
Y'all been on teams and locker rooms and stuff. I think at the end of the day, you got to respect the other person, right? Just respect the other person's craft and what they bring to the table. I've been on some teams that we hang out, we kick it and all that stuff like that, but I've been on some teams where it wasn't like that, right? I'll tell you this, my favorite teammate my whole career is a guy named David West, right? Me and D West, our wives, my wife Jada and his wife Leslie was tight, like always together talking. Me and D West didn't hang out and go to dinner and stuff like that, right? I still talk to D West now, you know what I'm saying? But on the court, we were so locked, right? Because there was a respect factor there, and we led in different ways. I was more vocal. D West sort of just led with how he played, but it was a trust factor there. You don't have to be buddy-buddy with everybody, but there's a thing that you don't want to let the man next to you down, right? I think that's the teams that's the most successful. When you so invested, you invested for him, right? Like of course I want to win, dog, but I want to see you win. Yeah. And you can feel that. Y'all know what it's like when you got a team like that, when you look at your teammate and he probably come hit your helmet and be like, let's get it, let's go, you know? And so that's just my opinion.
People always ask me about locker room. We have a lot more players than you guys have. But like if Fred played offense, I would probably see Fred for like 15 minutes in the morning at the team meeting. We'd see each other in the locker room or at lunch, and then on the field, we would alternate. He'd be on the field when I wasn't, and we'd switch it. So you don't really hang with everybody like that. But I would always say, all my teammates ain't my friends, and all my friends ain't my teammates. You know, and that's just how it was. But then you see, like me and Troy, like some of my best friends in the world. You know what I'm saying? But we both played safety, sort of like you said, we totally different humans. You know what I mean? But we were just so locked in that when he moved, I moved. Like we always knew what it was.